With parts of the economy in rough shape, sorry, I had to say that. Rover is one of the best side hustles right now. So I tested out the Rover dog walking app to see if it's worth it for you. There are 5 ways you can make money from Rover with dogs. Dog walking, which is probably my favorite because I need to go for a walk every day anyways. I'm like a dog myself. I usually go for coffee or lunch break because I work from home, so I need to get some steps in. There's a house sitting. I've been doing this one a lot. You go to someone's house and you sit. So you're getting paid to pretty much stay at someone's house. They just want someone to care for their dog. So you feed them, obviously, make sure they got water, make sure they're walked, make sure they're not anxious, because a lot of dogs don't like to be left alone. Because they say that 1 in 4 households got a pet during the pandemic. I think it's more, just by looking around my condo. But yeah, so you can do the house sitting. Number 3 is the dog boarding. So I kind of live in a small condo. Well, not kind of, I do. I live in a tiny condo, so it'll be tough for me to do this. But if you have a house or a yard, you can have a dog stay over. I've done it a few times. It's pretty easy. Someone just wants you to care for their pets. They drop them off, and then you just watch the dog. You pretty much have a friend for the weekend. I know someone who does this, and they make one. I think the guy was telling me it's a full-time income. It's over $4,000 a month just from dog boarding. Has dogs always staying over, and his kids wanted a dog. So instead of buying a dog, the compromise was that they do dog boarding. So they have new pets all the time. The only problem is, of course, you get attached to them. And then there's doggy daycare. This is not like a nighttime stay, but this is like just for the day. People go to work, they need their dog to stay somewhere, and doggy daycare is really big. I've done this one a few times. You can make anywhere from like $20 to $100 to watch the dog. If you have any skills, like if you can train dogs, or if you're good with obedience and that kind of stuff, you can make more money. And then there's the final one, which is the dog drop-in visits. Like some people just need to pay someone to visit their dog. So you go to someone's house, you let the dog out, you feed them, you give them some water, make sure they're okay. And those are the 5 ways to make money from Rover. So you're probably wondering, what are the pros and cons of this? I'm not just here to sell you the dream. The first pro is, of course, money. Actual money. We've gone through this in previous videos. There's a lot of side hustles that just don't pay you any money. That they're just not worth it. There's no money in them. It's like trying to become a social media influencer, or like filling out surveys. These are jobs that could make you money one day, but if you want instant access to cash, go on Rover. I was in between freelance writing jobs around June. I'm like, I want to make some extra cash. Well, I didn't want to. I needed to make some extra cash. I'm like, what can I do? I got on Rover and I was doing dog walks, doing a few a day. I was doing some dog sitting. I was making $100 some days just to go for walks. So you get instant access to money. You don't have to worry about chasing people for money. You don't have to worry about anything. It's all been negotiated. You set your rate. So you make your profile. I have attached an article in here. You have to make a profile. You go through a background check. They want to make sure you're not some weirdo. If you are a weirdo, they want to make sure you have no criminal background check. And then you have to get some references for people to vouch for you. So hopefully you have a few dog owners. It's better if they're on Rover right now. And then that costs $25. You go through the process, and then you get published, and then you set your rates. And Rover will obviously help you set your rates. So you want to get some reviews in first, get some 5-star reviews, and you can raise your rates. I'm at the point now where I had to raise the rates because I can't be doing 5 walks a day. That's 5 hours of walking. It was good for the physique and the wallet. I was just always on the move. But yeah, that's the main benefit. And then the secondary benefit is dogs. Like this is undeniable benefit. You get to go for walks with dogs. So you get attached to some of these guys or girls or whatever. You get attached to them, and you get to hang out with dogs. You go for dog walks. You got always something to do. I know people that already have a dog and they do dog sitting so they can have a friend for their dog. So their dog has someone to play with, they can go on hikes, and you get paid and you get to be around dogs. Those are 2 main pros. Now let's look at the cons. The most obvious is the 20% cut that Rover takes. It's pretty hefty, Like I've had situations where I make let's say if you get $500, like they could take what's that, $100? Yeah. They could take a good chunk of change out of your earnings, and they're getting you the clients. And that's obviously good, but the issue is that it sucks, right? Because it still sucks to lose all the money because you feel like you're going to get a good paycheck or a good pay, and there goes 20%. So some people, they circumvent this by becoming freelance dog walkers. They go rogue. They start off on an app and they get some experience, and they go rogue and they offer their services on social media. But that's a different topic for another day, but you definitely have to consider the 20% fee. One other con I have to mention is similar to the pro, is the dog. Some dogs are untrained. I was actually not prepared for the untrained dogs in the app. Like there are some dogs where they're so chill, they're easygoing, like they listen, they take commands well. I'm like, wow, I'm impressed. And like a lot of people got dogs during the pandemic and they didn't realize what a responsibility it is and how much work is involved. There's one dog that I do, and this dog is so poorly trained. He barks at everybody, and I can see why. Like, the owners have him. Hopefully, they're not watching. Why they have him on the app? Because this dog is annoying. He barks at people. He especially hates joggers and people in wheelchairs, which is very uncomfortable when you're walking down downtown Toronto, and like every jogger they want to bark at them, or people in a wheelchair. It gets really awkward, and he's just out of control. Does not listen, tries to chase squirrels. Another dog, he attacks people. Like the owner mentioned that he kind of is aggressive, but he's fully attacked people. Like I have him on a tight leash, and he jumped on the guy. I'm like, oh my god! Like, I was like, I'm so sorry, man. I was so embarrassed. Like if something happens, like you're on the hook, right? So you be prepared to deal with some untrained dogs, and I mean, there's no way to know until you get there, right? No one's gonna tell you their dog's not trained, right? They're gonna say their dog's the best, right? So watch out for that. So the final word on Rover, I think it's worth checking out. It costs $25 and maybe less than an hour to fill out the application, probably 20 minutes. You fill out an application, you can get you can pick and choose the jobs that you get, right? So you can take a few walking jobs here and there, make some extra money on the weekends, or go for hikes. It'll be an excuse to get out the house. You try it out. If you don't like it, if you don't think it's worth your time, or you don't like the dogs, or you don't get enough hits, just don't do it anymore. Just quit. But I would definitely try it and see if you can make some money. Even if you bring in an extra $500 a month, it all adds up with inflation going up, and never hurts to have more money in the bank. Good luck.